Hello guys, Fred here from Pro Tennis Trader. I hope you're well. Now in this video, I'll be sharing with you my pre-tournament trading strategy selections for the US Open. So this strategy is one that you can adopt before any tennis tournament begins. Now the general idea is that when you back a player before the tournament starts, their price will shorten as they progress throughout the tournament, and hence we can take profits along the way. But of course, it's not as black and white as this. You simply can't randomly select any player and expect to make profit from them as they glide through each round of the tournament. You have to have a clearly defined strategy with a risk-managed approach. And I've done a video a while back covering this, so please check out that video, which of course the link is in the description box below. But for the purposes of this video, I will just recap on the criteria I look for before going on to tell you my selections. So I adopt a 4-point staking plan. So I'll only ever be risking a maximum of 4 points on this strategy. Now, if you want to know more about my banking strategies and risk management approach, then you can take my free Introduction into Tennis Trading course. Now, essentially, my trading bank is made up into an overall of 100 points with a 4 points per match risk strategy. So with this strategy, we are adopting the same level of risk as we would do in a usual tennis trading match. Now, one of the reasons for this strict staking method is due to the fact that very often you may have a number of match risks happening at the same time. And of course, you don't want to run out of your bank to fund your trades due to the funds being tied up elsewhere. So before we move on to how we are going to attribute this 4-point stake, let's take a look at some pricing. So essentially for this strategy, I classify players into different risk categories, and this will enable us to evaluate the level of risk and therefore calculate the stake for each player that we are backing. So there are 4 categories. There's category 1, which are low risk players. Category 2, which are medium risk players. Category 3, high risk. And category 4, very high risk. Now, of course, much like when we are placing any other types of trades, the level of risk is directly proportionate to the opposing level of reward. So with low risk, you get low reward. With high risk, you get high reward. Now, of course, this level of risk is directly relative to probability. So low risk, low reward, higher probability. Higher risk, higher reward, lower probability. And so this is the criteria that I use to classify players for the purpose of this trading strategy. So for category 1, these are players priced under 5.0. Category 2 are players priced between 5.01 and 10.0. Category 3 are players priced between 10.01 and 20.0. And then category 4, which are our very high risk players, these are players priced above 20.01. So here is the staking plan for this strategy. Now please remember, we are only risking an overall trade stake of 4 points. So this is how I attribute these 4 points. I'll place 1 point on a category 1 player. So this is a player priced under 5.0. I will then place another point on category 2 players. Now these will be split over 1 or 2 players, depending on other criteria. I will then split 1.5 points on category 3 players. Now this may be over 2 or 3 players. And then for the final half a point, I will place this half point on a category 4 player, actually split between 2 to 4 players. Now these are very high risk, but of course if it pays off, they are high reward. Okay, so that is the staking plan for this pre-tournament trading strategy. So here are my selections for the US Open. Now these are my personal selections, so as a disclaimer, this is not financial investment advice, and if you do follow my selections, of course you do so at your own risk. So for my category 1 player, which of course is a player priced under 5.0, I'll be placing a 1-point stake backing Swiatek priced at 3.55. Now I've gone for her rather than Djokovic or Alcaraz, as I can see their price is moving quite slowly throughout the early rounds of this tournament. For my category 2 selections, which is 1 point split over 2 players, priced between 5 and 10, I've selected Rybakina, priced at 6.6, and Sabalenka, priced at 10. So this is half a point on each of these players. Now, if you followed my Wimbledon selections back in July, you'll see that I picked these 3 players for my category 1 and 2 selections. And of course, we did pretty well out of them. Now for my category 3 players, which is 1.5 points, split over 2 to 4 players, priced between 10 and 20. I've gone for 2 players here, which are Medvedev, priced at 12.5, and Sinner, priced at 16. So I'll be placing a 0.75 of a point stake on each of these players. And for my category 4 players, which is a half point split over 2 to 4 players priced over 20, I've selected 2 players, which are Zverev, priced at 38, and Ons Jabeur, priced at 26. So those are my US Open pre-tournament strategy selections. Now please be aware that these players are not simply pulled out of a hat. There's a great degree of analysis that goes into selecting these players, including recent form, past performance, in-play stats, and of course other records. Now of course, with this strategy, some selections are highly influenced by their prices. There is a lot more behind the scenes that goes on with these selections, however. Now please remember that you do need to have a strategy for when you're going to start locking in profit on these selections as the tournament progresses. This is not simply a set and leave strategy. Now I hope you enjoy the US Open as much as I will, and if you've taken my course already and have not signed up to the US Open Platinum Traders, you can do so by following the link in the description box below. Please note that enrolment closes on Sunday the 27th of August. Now have a good one and good luck with your trading. Now if you found this video useful, then please do check out my YouTube channel for loads more videos and subscribe to be notified of when I upload new videos. And if you'd like to become a successful tennis trader, then you can start your journey by enrolling on my free video course, An Introduction into Tennis Trading, at protennistrader.com. And you can also grab a free copy of my ebook, Tennis Trading, the Ultimate Guide to Getting Started. I'll see you soon.